Hi, hey, hello. How are you? Welcome back to another episode of Drunk History, where I go over the history finds of the last month, explain them, and we also drink at the same time. If you feel like that's something that you would be, willing to stick around for, then do so. And yeah, let's just dive. Okay, I've had a few shots. I do need to disclose that. Let's dive just straight in. Play the music. Hey, so it turns out it's really important to grow a YouTube audience to actually have subscribers. Funny that. Anyway, therefore, if you enjoy my content and you wish for me to make more YouTube content, because I must say it is the hardest of all of the contents to make, mainly because it takes a really long time to edit them, etc. Then hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments. Be like, we want, this amount of videos from you about these things, and I'll endeavor to do it. I feel like it's probably one of my goals next year, 2023, to make more videos. Anyway, let's get rocking and rolling. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I will continue to say it. This year has been such a huge year for history and archaeology. We have found many of the things. And December of 2022 is absolutely no different whatsoever. There is like literally pages, and we're only halfway through the month. So where do I even start, I guess? Actually start with the first article of the month, which comes from Ahram Online, which is a golden tongue finding in Egypt, Cairo. So in the, I guess, how do I say this? Major city near the Nile. They've discovered a necropolis with lots of mummies, and they found a bunch of pottery and golden sheets shaped as scarabs, lotus flowers, and stuff like that. But when they opened the mouths of the mummies, there were tongues made of gold. Why did they remove the tongues? No idea. Not sure. Don't really know about that. I guess they're gonna work that out. Also, in the Tapisaris Magna, which is the temple in which they being Dr. Kathleen Martinez, thinks that Cleopatra could be buried. Yeah, there's gold tongues there too. So, interesting. You could... What's that sound? Probably my tequila shot's going down. They've already gone to my head. Anyway, basically these have been dated back to the Ptolemaic area of Egypt, which is the Cleopatra era, after Alexander the Great came in and did his thing, which was conquering. Anyway, moving on. Jumping over to Switzerland, there was a woman who was found. Her body was found in Switzerland. She was not alive. Oh my goodness, maybe I've taken drunk history too far. 7th century CE, so 700, the year 700, 1,000 and a bit years ago. Anyway, basically she was buried, and she must have been important because they found a bunch of stuff with her, 160 pearls, which were not cheap back in the day, an amber pendant, and a belt of an iron buckle, shown here. And to kind of like, I guess, segue from the last article, she had a silver tongue in her mouth, which is pretty interesting, because these two areas of the world were very different time periods and very different cultures, and I guess, I don't know, it appears that wealthy people were buried in this area. And anyway, next to her, they found a man who took a sword to the head. That was the way that he died. So, you know. Yeah. They also found a folding chair, like a camp chair, I guess, made of iron from that period too, which is just a little tidbit. Maybe they went camping back then, I don't know. Now, moving over to Rome in Italy, the Colosseum is, it's a very well studied area of the world. It's a huge tourist attraction, but what they haven't done is excavate the sewer system from the ancient times. And so they did that with robots, and they found a bunch of stuff in the sewer system, turns out. They discovered the pits of figs, grapes, cherries, blackberries, and nutshells, which would have been what the spectators were eating whilst they watched the gladiators fight to the death. So, yeah, I guess cherries, nuts, grapes, it fits, you know, like, I guess if you were to ask me what would they eat as snacks whilst watching people literally murder each other in ancient Rome, that's probably what I would have guessed, but now we have it confirmed thanks to the robots. The bones of bears and big cats were also found, and that's likely because they would throw the gladiators into the Colosseum to fight lions or bears or other really large animals. They were pretty much like idolized, the gladiators, not the bears and the cats. The gladiators were idolized, just sort of like, you know, NBA players are today. They were pretty famous in that regard. They also found in the sewers, the robots, that is, found 50 bronze coins that dated from about 250 CE all the way through to 450 CE, and a silver coin commemorating 10 years of the reign of Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who was also a philosopher. Multifaceted king, literally, 'cause I guess he was an emperor. Anyway, that's on that. Robots in poop. Ancient poop. Now jumping over to modern day Mexico. Anyway, according to the Mexico's National Institute of Anthropology and History, over the last decade, there has been a collection of 700-year-old stucco sculptures. I'm going to insert a picture here of that. Now, that's located in southern Mexico. So many of the sculptures depict sort of a human face. According to archaeologists, their human body is a part of the human body is a part of the decoration of the buildings. So one of the masks found at the Temple of the Sun has a shark tooth. Just a bit weird. Not weird in a bad way, weird in a good way. The sculpture is thought to represent the lord of the underworld, in which they very much believed in this culture, in the Mayan culture. There was a big underworld or afterworld, you know, situation. There was even a god associated with the underworld, like most polytheistic cultures. And that, oh my goodness, guys, wow. Anyway, the god was called Tlaloc, I think. Tlaloc. He was worshipped in central Mexico, in the Mayan civilization, which is in the city of Teotihuacan. Other represent rulers, scenes of sacred narrative, the Popol Vuh. Gosh. Some of them has been using mannequins to fashion jade masks. These masks, wait, these faces, these portraits look at us from the past and Their gaze transports us to the royal court of the ancient and powerful Mayan kingdom. The Mayan creation stories are a whole nother subject that we may cover on a later date. Okay. Whoops. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The thing is like, look, some of my colleagues are real afternoon workers, and I'm not. I'm a morning worker. And it's just like, if you would like to work with me, I'm here in the morning, baby. Here in the morning, you know? Just a quick ad break to absolutely slam the camera that I use. Its battery life is literally abhorrent. I need to literally buy a separate battery for this thing because it goes like that. Wouldn't recommend. It's a Sony something. I don't even know. Z? Sony Z? Anyway. Moving on. So jumping now to Neolithic China. That's old. Real old. According to Zhanghua report, which I probably butchered their pronunciation, the foundations of a dwelling estimated to be 5,000 years old have been uncovered in Chinese Central Yellow River Basin. Excavations that have taken part thus far have revealed that the building had rammed earth walls and covered about 1,400 square feet. So, you know, it was, it would have been a big building. 4 trenches and a jade tomahawk were also unearthed. Hold on, tomahawk. Is that a type of hawk? I really need a visual on this because my brain right here, right now is just thinking mohawk. Tomahawk. Oh, it's an axe. Sorry. Wow. And I was like, oh, that's a species of hawk. Jade axes. That's really cool, actually. I wonder if they're like made from like one piece of jade. Huh. Anyway, Li Shiwei of the Henan Provincial Institute of Cultural Heritage and Archaeology said that the defensive structures suggest that a large population would have been in this area. The Yang Shao culture is the culture that would have, I guess, been there. They also found Buddha figurines around the province. So, funnily enough, the website is called Made in China. I love that. I'm happy for them with that. Moving on. So we're going to be moving over to Alaska. Really all over the globe this month. Alaska, the Anchorage Daily reports that 25 items, including baskets woven of spruce root, ceremonial paddles, headdresses, and wooden masks have been returned, thankfully, to the village of Cake, which is located in southeastern Alaska. Now, the objects were taken from the village in the early 20th century, and they were, displayed in Oregon's George Fox University by a researcher named Frank Hughes. And basically, the Native American Grave Protection and Repatriation Act got the stuff back, which is great for those Indigenous peoples. Now, funnily enough, most of these items were thought to be taken by the Quakers, which are a group of religious fanatics. I don't know if they were really a cult, but I think they kind of could have been a cult. In sort of like 1820, came out of the fervor that happened in the 1800s in regards to religion. Anyway, they went on like mission trips to these Alaskan villages and took a whole bunch of stuff that they weren't supposed to take. Funny that, how, you know, white people love to take shit that's not theirs. Just like the Mormons. Anyway, it's been returned, which is absolutely fantastic. We love that. We love a good news story. So those Alaskan Indigenous people get to now have their artifacts that rightfully belong to their ancestors back in their hands. Fantastic. I may have gotten distracted. Okay, I did. I got distracted. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Can I just say that I'm only up to the 5th of December? Today is the 20th. It's the 20th. There was a hoard of medieval silver coins found in Scotland. There was a medieval woman's life-sized model created this month in Norway from an 800-year-old individual. There was pottery residues found in central Chinese Neolithic diets from, you know, mummies. They found that although rice dominated their diets as it has for many millennia, they also detected a type of millet, lotus roots, Chinese yams, legumes, and other meats, which is very interesting. More on Egypt, skipping back to Egypt, Cairo as well, again. There was a large funerary building found, which dated again to the Ptolemaic and Roman periods, that has been uncovered at Gaza archaeological sites. I just burped. That's kind of gross. Anyway, yeah, so like Egypt's popping off. Anyway, it seems that this particular building was actually built in this interesting overlap of the goddess of Isis, Aphrodite, right? So Aphrodite being from the Greek mythology, Isis being from the Egyptian mythology or folklore, and they have very similar, you know, I guess goals. Aphrodite, you know, symbolizing fertility and love, and Isis also symbolizing fertility and love and, you know, childbirth and whatnot. And so there's this building that kind of like crosses those two goddesses over, and yeah, that's really quite interesting, and also speaks a lot to how the Greek ideas and mythologies and whatnot came into Egypt with the Ptolemies after Alexander the Great did his thing. Wait for this page to load. A quick ad break. Did you know that I started a history-based jewelry business? Yeah, I did. It's called Caesar Archivium. Caesar is actually my last name, funnily enough. So that's why I named it, but also it has the duality of, like, you know, Caesar, Julius, whatever. Archivium meaning the archives of. So I'll link it in the description below if you wish to get in. At the moment we're still in pre-order, but soon, like very, very soon, like in like a week or so, we're not going to be in pre-order anymore. That means when you order, you should pretty much be able to get your order like within a couple of days. Anyway, this is one of the pieces. We love her. This is also one of the pieces. We love her too. So yeah, add breakover. Just put this on. I think it kind of stacks quite nicely, doesn't it? It's a lot of, that's 3 swords. 3 swords on right now. Don't mind if I do. Anyway, okay. So there was a 1,300-year-old gold necklace unearthed in England, which is quite very cool. So the gold necklace was dated back to 630 CE, which is, you know, like, I don't know, what's that, 1,400-ish years ago? Yeah, know that? Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was discovered and it's gone straight to the Museum of London. I mean, that's fine because it was an English piece. Now, the final article, which, I mean, there's still so much that was found. I covered the Homo nodili situation over on TikTok, so go jump over there if you want to do that. I'm not going to cover it again on TikTok. I mean, wait, what is this? YouTube. But what I'm going to end it on is the chemical analysis that was from Missouri that offers clues to the late Bronze Age supply chain and why it ended. Now, if you are aware, the Bronze Age kind of just like stopped somehow. Lots and lots of civilizations just sort of collapsed. Anyway, in Washington University, a team of researchers led by a guy named Wayne Powell analyzed the chemical composition of tin, which is a very important, you know, portion of the Bronze Age is your tin. So anyway, there's this shipwreck, which is off of Turkey's, modern day Turkey's coast, and it sank about, you know, 3,300 years ago. And that is when this sort of mysterious downfall happened. And so they have determined that about 1/3 of the tin on this vessel came from Musiston, the Musiston mine, which is located in the modern day Uzbekistan. Now the mine is situated more than 2,000 miles, which is like over 4,000 kilometers from Haifa, which is where the ship was believed to have taken on the cargo. Now, the specialists in this area have said that the small communities of the highland pastoralists who mined the ore must have been connected to the overland trade routes that connected them to the Mediterranean region. Now, the rest of the tin on the ship came from the Anatolia's Kestel mine, which was likely produced by the Hittites. So, why is this important? Because there was enough copper and tin in the ship to produce more than enough of like high quality bronze swords. Now, this is very interesting because the Bronze Age fall in this time period has always been a mystery. There's a lot of theories as to what happened in this time period, and the lack of tin is a huge part of these theories. So to find a shipwreck that contained so much tin then I guess validates the idea that at least somewhat the availability of tin to create bronze helped with the downfall. Did that even make any sense? I have no idea. I am inebriated. Can you tell? Anyway, that is just like, I think we got up to like the 10th of December. I'm never gonna catch up, am I? I'm really gonna have to just start filming more often. I think that's what we're going with. Anyway, if you like the video, please let me know again. It takes me a lot of effort to make these videos because the editing is just like painstakingly slow. But I'll do it for you. You know, I will do it for you. So let me know if you enjoyed this, let me know. And if you want to see any of the topics that we have discussed in more detail, I can do a video just on that itself. Love ya, gonna leave ya. And please subscribe and like and share and whatnot. Yeah. Peace out. Bye.